Devin, and you're watching Dontaesboxingnation.
With all due respect, why do you feel like I need to look exciting or whatever the case may be? Why not just make it happen for all the belts, no matter what?
Oh no, we're gonna do that. No. Oh no, we're gonna do that. No.
Good. That's it.
As long as
if it make sense.
It makes sense.
No.
Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So big news. The Devin Haney versus George Kambosos fight is going to happen as long as it makes sense, according to George Kambosos. The big question is, what is George Kambosos' definition of making sense? What's his interpretation?
I'll fight you on Jupiter if I got to.
Hey.
So to get everybody caught up, if you didn't know this, shortly after Kambosos had this conversation and Devin Haney, he took care of business and he dominated Jojo Diaz, George Kambosos came out and he said,
I'm looking forward to fighting Lomachenko next because he can see what he's doing. He's taken the guys that Lopez fought, but obviously he's going to want these belts. Like I said, I'll give him the shot, him or Devin Haney or whoever makes sense.
There it is. Clearly, if George was looking for what makes sense, he would not even be thinking about a Lomachenko fight, knowing that Lomachenko just lost to the guy that Kambosos just beat. It's more than obvious. The biggest fight, the fight that makes the most sense, is the fight for undisputed. Last time I checked, old media, they made a pretty big deal about fighters being undisputed, especially when it came to Canelo Alvarez, right? This fight would be for undisputed. And George Kambosos, he seems like he's not showing that much of an interest in the fight, but instead he's showing a lot of interest in the Lomachenko fight, a guy who does not have any belts. So Eddie Hearn spoke on this situation and he believed this is complete nonsense. George Kambosos even trying to make a Lomachenko fight. He believes that they should be fighting for undisputed, and there's really no other fight that makes as much sense as Devin Haney versus George Kambosos. Check out this clip.
He's still a player in that division. Listen, he might be the best lightweight in the world, but I just feel that you've got that quartet at the moment, which is Tank, Haney, Kambosos, and Garcia, and I think you're going to see those fights happen before Lomachenko gets in that mix. However, I believe that Bob's trying to make it mandatory with the WBO, which ultimately will mean he'll get his shot at some point. But I think the undisputed fight will take place first between Devin Haney and Kambosos, and I think by Bob trying to put that Lomachenko mandatory in place, it actually helps us, because I'll tell you something now, Kambosos would much rather fight Devin Haney for the undisputed than make just the mandatory defence against Lomachenko. I have no doubts that Kambosos or Devin Haney would both fight Lomachenko, but the undisputed fight should always take preference, and hopefully we get that made next.
Everything that Eddie Hearn just said right there, that was nothing but words of encouragement to George Kambosos to take the fight. This is Eddie Hearn's nice way of saying to Kambosos, you have no reason not to take this Devin Haney fight. In fact, it makes no sense at all to not take the Devin Haney fight, which is for all the belts, as opposed to fighting against Lomachenko, a man who just lost to the guy that you just beat, Teofimo Lopez. You heard him say that Kambosos prefers the Devin Haney fight over the Lomachenko fight. But never did Eddie Hearn say, we've been talking with Kambosos and their team. We've been negotiating. We're doing very well in negotiations. Notice he never said that. He ends this interview by saying, or at least he ends this segment of the interview by saying, so this fight should happen. Meaning he's not sure if George is going to take the fight. But he's trying to once again send George Kambosos a message and basically say, George, you will be a fool for not taking this fight. It's for all the belts and it will be for all the money. I am all but sure Matchroom and DAZN, they will offer Kambosos way more money than ESPN and Top Rank will offer him for a Lomachenko fight. I've already told you this. Every single fighter that has ever crossed over for one fight has made more money on DAZN than they had ever